Holding you. Step 3, think real hard about what you want to be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason, though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up, really gonna rise to the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you want to be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty Channel on YouTube. Breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty Channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
We are going to have a very short live this morning. As many of you guys know, I'm going to the Student Action Summit at the Tampa Convention Center today. And I had Olivia called me, and she's going to actually be outside filming. There's going to be something going on in front of there that she's going to be documenting. And I found it funny because, we're going to be inside. She's going to be outside. And so I told her I'd pop my head out there and wave. I don't think she's going today. I think she's going out there Saturday or Sunday. I'm not sure. I got to get with her and find out, but it'll be fun. It'll be fun. I'll get to see my friend in action, Oh, I love her work. I love what she does. I support her 100%, whether or not we agree on certain things or not. That's what being friends are all about, supporting one another. Good morning, guidance. Amanda, Anissa. I don't know how Anissa does it. I don't. She's been texting with me since like 4 a.m. I had to get, I still have to load up the computers because I'm taking those with me so I can sit there and do some work in between events. So I'm dragging this morning, folks. I'm dragging. I'm tired. I feel like I'm just running ragged. I may need another vacation. Sienna, is that right? Hopefully, I need this wake up today. Oh, that's so cute. Thank you, Karen. Florida, Mima, Rhonda, New Orleans lady. Good morning, Lindsay Marie. She says, good morning, beautiful people. Yes, we have lots of beautiful people in the house. Rebecca, it's nice to see you. Karen. Who else do we have? Bobhead Nurse. That's our crazy nurse. Hello, love. Lucia, nice to see you. Amalu. Let's see who else. Lana, is it Lana or Lana? Good morning. Sorry. Kim, good morning. Munch, nice to see you. It is Crazy Nurse birthday. So a big shout out from the Bullhorn Betty Channel. Good morning. Happy birthday. And I hope you have an amazing day today. Do something nice for yourself. It's always good to do something nice for yourself. Connie Branch just got up. First cup of coffee. This is my second. It's cold, but it's doable. I didn't want to make another pot of coffee because I'm going to be walking out the door. Literally, as soon as I'm done unpacking up the rest of this stuff and loading it up and heading to Tampa. So. Bojangles, nice to see you. Connie Lynn, good morning. ZZT in the house. Traffic is slow across the bridge. No, that's okay. I'm leaving early. Vicky from Australia. Good morning. Good evening. You're up late with us then. Mike Stevens. Good morning. DW. Karen. Nancy B. Tammy T. Ronnie, good morning. Ronnie's got some not so good news this morning, folks, and I'll be relaying that information over this morning. Not good, actually sad. So, I am Team Summer. Good morning. Lipstick and pepper spray. Love it, and love it. Stacy B. Good morning. Good morning, all. So everybody else that hasn't wrote in chat. Good morning to you as well. It is Miss Butts. Good morning. Good morning. And it's just TGIF, folks. I feel ragged today. Like I was a little frustrated. I got to be honest with you. I'm running around this house. I'm like, okay, what am I going to wear this week? And everything like that. And I'm just like, Anissa, the bot blocked me. Oh, and guidance. Is Guidance's box still blocking people for telling people that they love them? Trudy, good morning. TGIF. Thank you, Miss Butts. Thank you. My hair's a little flat this morning, but it's doable, right? So it's in Florida. We have humidity and it sucks. It's not good for the hair. It's not good for the old hairs every now and again. So I'm going to go ahead and read Language of Letting Go. We're just going to dive right in this morning because, like I said, I've got to, knock this out fairly quickly. Scorpio Stoner, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. You stayed up late watching Dolly. Actually, yeah, I did, but I fell asleep. Like I got, I love the conversation. I really did. But when Kelly E, I love you. I just want to make sure you know that this is not, but when you started going into all the foods and stuff like that, I'm sorry. That was the killer for me. I was trying to listen. She put me to sleep. But in all fairness, it may not have been the conversation. It may have just been her voice and me being in bed and it being so late, because many of you guys know I am not a night owl. I'm an early bird, and early bird gets the worm. But this morning, Bullhorn Betty missed it by a hair. We're just going to say it like that, right? Because I was up this morning, but I ain't feeling it, folks. I ain't feeling it. Anyways. So stop depriving yourself. Interesting. I haven't read this today. I haven't checked under the hood. I haven't even opened the book. I'm cracking the book for the first time. Stop depriving yourself of what feels comfortable, right, and good to you. Some of us grew up in environments that were emotionally deprived. Being happy, enjoying life wasn't allowed. Emotional deprivation was the theme. Many of us learned to continue this pattern into our adult lives. We chose relationships with people who didn't feel good to us. We chose jobs that felt uncomfortable. Many of us heard stories of people who are addicted to feeling miserable. We're going to get back to that. It's easy to see when others are fostering deprivation and misery in their lives. We see that on YouTube every single day. It's more difficult to discern when the person is us. We may be so used to feeling bad that we genuinely don't know what feels right to us. You won't know what feels right to you until you relax and learn to identify how you feel. Let go of your attraction to misery. Walk toward what feels comfortable to your heart, mind, body, and soul. Lighten up. Let yourself get comfortable with what feels good to you. Do you know what feels good? Do you know what you like? One day a friend was getting his back rubbed. That feels good, he said. It's supposed to, the person rubbing his back said to him. Become conscious as you go through your daily life. Go on a treasure hunt. Find out what feels good to you. You just might discover that there's more treasures and pleasures in the world than you thought. God help me stop depriving myself of the good things in life. Good message. Many of us know that. Many of us see that, right? So that book sounds like an autobiography. Yeah, I know, right? It does for many people. Like I said, every time I open it, it started one day where I just read a message and I'm like, somebody in the audience needs to see it and read it. And it's like every day I found, I'd read something and I'm like, I'm sure somebody would get something out of it. And now, like July, I think is hitting on all cylinders. I think it's something that we all deal with on the daily. We give of ourselves entirely too much. And it's okay to say no. It's okay to say, that doesn't feel right to me. I want something that makes me happy. That's not being selfish, folks. It's not being selfish. Push your boundaries, because what you're used to might not always be good. And you push and go, you find more beautiful, enjoyable things. Yes, I believe that. Sorry, guys, my allergies are still kicking this morning. And I think it's this room. I think I need to dust this room because I was fine all morning running all over this house. But sitting here, I'm having issues. But we deprive ourselves. And we take other people's junk and we put it on ourselves. And parents are the worst, right? Parents are the worst. I mean, I'm no different. My parents have to, took a lot of my baggage and put it on their shoulders. My mom sometimes still does, right? My mom still sometimes does. Puts my junk on her shoulders and carries it. It's a thankless job. So even mom, if you're watching every now and again, you just got to say no and focus on yourself. Right? And so the topic of today is this. I found this article. I've been researching a lot. Many of you guys know I came across that, Don Wells had a warrant that was never issued. I mean, it was issued, but it was never served. And I have to believe he had already left the state of Florida. And, the state of Florida is not going to track you down over a misdemeanor. They're not going to go and extradite you back to Florida over a misdemeanor when you moved out of state, right? Which is what I think happened. I haven't followed the trail there, but there was a warrant issued that was never served upon Don Wells for the domestic battery or the battery. It didn't say domestic battery. It just said battery. So I don't know if that had to do with an ex-girlfriend, if that was a bar fight or another altercation in a different place. Either way, excuse me. Oh, she came. She ran calling wildfire. Good morning, love. Good morning, Robin. I cannot pour love out of a cup of yourself. Love cup is empty. If your love cup is empty, yep. You got to make sure you're taking care of yourself, because you are no good to anybody else when you're spent. When you're just bankrupt, emotionally, spiritually, physically bankrupt. So keep yourself in good working order. We take our cars. We take our cars and get oil changes and maintenance to our cars to make sure that they're hitting on all cylinders so it doesn't leave us stranded on a highway, right? That's what we do to our cars. But we fail to maintain ourselves. We fail to maintain ourselves. We spend every bit of a emotional currency we have on others. I truly believe that. So anyways, as I was, I was researching for the Summer Wells case. I was, still digging in, trying to make heads or tails of, what in the world is going on with this case. And, I've looked into the abduction theory again, and then we started, I think we can eliminate wholly that it was a strange or dangerous type of occurrence. If she was, when this is a small if, because law enforcement after a year would have some sort of evidence of an abduction, which they do not. So in my mind, the abduction theory is the bottom of the list, like maybe 5% chance that this could have happened or less, right? So, but I still wanted to look into it. I still figured, what can we do to kind of drive this message home? What kind of information do we need to decipher whether this was a potential issue? And then that drove me into the identification risks of factors for parental abduction. People are like saying, well, they never said they abducted her, right? They never alleged that it was them. They've been alleging that some stranger came up on this property that's on this top of this hill and somebody took her. So why am I discussing the parental abduction factors, the risks, right? Because there was some great information in here that really resonated with me that I thought may perk some curiosity on the theory that I personally have as to what happened on top of that mountain. Yes, I agree. No abduction on Summer. Yeah, they're trying to sell that theory. Absolutely. They've been trying to sell that theory. They have been driving. The only people that have been driving this message are the people that concocted this message, that have done what they've done and want people to look at this as an abduction. Because if it's not looked at as an abduction, then everybody's going to look squarely at them. The only thing that takes the focus, listen, The only thing that takes the focus off Candus, Don, and Grandis is an abduction. That's it. That's why, in my opinion, they have been screaming this theory from the beginning. Because any other theory would put the eyes squarely on them. But because the abduction theory is so ludicrous to the people that have gone up there and looked and realized there is no stranger danger type of situation there, it would be entirely too difficult, especially when there is means and opportunity that aren't that difficult for somebody to take another child. Something lower on the ground. There's a lot of properties there. There are children around that community that don't live all the way up a mountain and through all of this foliage and heavy brush. You can't even see on the top of that mountain. How is somebody going to be stalking them, trying to find them when you can't even watch them? The only way you're really getting up there during this time of the year, June 15th, 2021, with all that thick brush and foliage, is walking up the driveway. Walking up the driveway. That is really your only way on the property. That's really it. And I'm sorry, I don't buy it. I don't buy it. But one thing I did find out is there's a lot of statistical information in this article that I read yesterday. And the statistical information in this article is what I thought was the most interesting. And I'm wondering, could it potentially kind of give us a look under the hood, a look behind the curtain to the psychology of these types of people? Because would it be a real stretch? Would it be a real stretch? I could be wrong. Maybe I'm misinterpreting this, right? But would it be a real stretch, a person that could abduct their own child and injure their own child? Could a person like that be so far off the beaten path as to, if something happened, them take matters in their own hands and try to cover it up? Be honest with you, for me personally, I don't think it's too far of a stretch. I really don't. I really don't. So I did want to read a couple things. I'm going to read the beginning of this, and then I've went through here and highlighted some things that I thought were interesting and appropriate. So I'm just going to, touch on those, and then we'll have a conversation. And we're already halfway through this, so I won't be opening the phone lines. And I'm sorry, guys. I'm glad I got to spend some time with you. Okay, so but I am running against the wire. Maybe I'll come live as I'm driving to Tampa, just to spend a little more time with you guys and chit chat. But for this right here, I'm going to definitely be buttoning this down in about 30 minutes. Okay. So the early identification of risk factors for parental abduction. You'll never see your child again. When are these words an idle threat spoken in anger and frustration? And when are they warning that a parent intends to abduct his or her child, depriving the child and other parents of the future? Although custody laws vary from state to state, abducting one's own child is a crime in every state. If a parent or other family member takes, hides, or keeps a child away from the parent with custody or visitation rights, then he or she may have committed a crime. And then it has a footnote 1. In some states, these actions are crime if custody order is in place, while other states, these actions are crimes if the parents have the right to custody. The U.S. Department of Justice Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention funded a research study, Johnston et al. 1998 on prevention of family abductions through early identification of risk factors to answer the following questions. And then it has a footnote 2. And it says the research study was a collaboration between Judith S. Wallstein Center for the Family and Transition and the American Bar Association on Children and the Law. There's more to it, but I don't want to bore you with all the, there's a lot of stuff in this that would spark any of our attention, but there are just a few things that I did want to touch on. And again, it's more in line with the statistical aspect of this, but I found it very interesting. So findings of the first 3 studies that combined, findings of the first 3 studies. In most cases, the characteristics were found by 2 or more of these studies. But in some cases, only one of the studies obtained relevant data. Here's statistical information. According to the documentary and the interview study, children abducted by their parents or other family members were usually preschoolers. In the majority of the case, one child was abducted. Interesting, right? Let's read that again. According to the study, children abducted by their parents or other family members were usually preschool age. According to the study, mothers and fathers were equally likely to abduct. The abducted child's parents, usually in his or her mid-20s or mid-30s, right? Candus is in her, mid-30s. And they almost always carried out these abductions. So that's the timeline, or that's the age group, the category of these parents. Both the documentary and the interview studied found more than 1/2 of the abducting parents were poor, unemployed, unskilled or semi-skilled, and poorly educated. Interesting, right? Another interesting factor. This is related to ethnicity. Caucasians were the largest group of abductors. So you see what I'm saying? Like this study is very interesting on an abduction level, but could this same theory, these same studies be applied to people that are willing to cover up an accident? I have to say yes, because if these factors apply to somebody, a parent that would be willing to go and commit a crime and abduct their child and take their child unlawfully, it's not too far from a stretch if an accident happened that these same people would cover it up. It's just a theory. It's just a theory. Overview of the research project. And I wanted to tell you, I thought this was interesting because this will explain what this study consists of, how they got to this information. The documentary study is based on information gleaned from files opened by the district attorney's office in 2 California counties. Researchers developed a general description of abductors and a summary of the legal system's response to abductions. The statewide criminal sanctions study, which was also part of this report. Researchers examined data from California's criminal history records and used various statistical analysis to describe offenders, offenses, case disposition, and consequent conduct. The interview study aspect of this, researchers conducted in-depth interviews with random samples of parents from abducting families, and based on their findings, developed 6 descriptive profiles of parents at risk of abducting their own child. Intervention study. Researchers provided instructions to family court service personnel on how to identify individuals who fit one or more descriptive profiles. Personnel were then encouraged to refer these individuals to the study for special intervention developed for the profiles. Interesting case study. Also, some other information that I found is records from the documentary study showed that about 1/4 of the abductors did not operate alone in the act of abduction. Interesting. Did not act alone. For small numbers of parents in the interview study attempted to escape the violence by fleeing with the children, and it backfired. For example, some women with few resources were caught abducting their children, had no place to stay after recovery, and therefore resorted to returning to their abusive partner. Another interesting fact. About 1/2 of the abductors and 2/5 of the left behind parents in the documentary and interview studies had criminal arrest records. Criminal arrest records. You see why I found this, and I'm like, this this really does kind of hit a nerve for me, because this is describing Don and Candus Wells. This study, and to me. And so again, if you guys want to, this is on the U.S. Department of Justice website, and there it is right there. There's the title: Early Identification Risk of Factors for Parental Abduction, Juvenile Justice Bulletin. So if you guys would like to put that in the search criteria and pull that up and read this study, it's in its entirety. I definitely recommend it. Some of it's, you can't. For me, I can't read it all in one fell swoop, because it's something that I'm processing in my mind. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel, folks. If you're not getting your notification that I'm coming live or when my videos were released, you might want to go out there and make sure that your bell is set to all, unsubscribe and resubscribe. That is the only way to fix that. I notice that every now and again it happens, and it doesn't just happen to me. It happens to every single creator. So you might want to just keep, if you're finding out that you're not seeing your favorite creators notification, there is a reason for that. You have to do some work on your end to make sure you're updating that bell and making sure that you're getting that notification. So let's see here. I think I might have studied. I think those are the only key points that I wanted to bring up now. Everything else is going to be for, hello, Mama T, that OG. Love it. Love it. So I think the rest of this, we are going to digest another time. I thought that at the very beginning, because there's still this much, there's still quite a few pages here that we have not gone over yet. So I am definitely going to go through this more thoroughly with the group here. And I'm going to find some other studies that help break the psychology down, using the statistics to help us identify factors and risk factors for parents, right? Because we're dealing with this entirely too much. We are dealing with this entirely too much. And we want to make sure that we can, as people, we need to be educated. When we're out or we're with people and we're seeing some things and we can identify that behavior is not good, that might help us and help guide us. Hey, sweet Melissa, that might help guide us into being able to be more proactive in notifying the proper people that can help a family. We want to make sure that we're helping people before it gets too much, before they go too far and can't reel it back. We want to catch this stuff before it ever happens and put resources there so it doesn't happen. Prevention is worth a pound of cure. And we want to prevent these things from ever happening. And so in order to prevent things from ever happening, we have to be educated. We have to be educated in early detection. We have to be educated in the signs, and we have to be educated in the statistics, because those factors, I would rather somebody be concerned for a child and call it in and it be nothing than be concerned for a child, never call it in, and we have a situation like Summer Wells. And these parents aren't going to do it for themselves. So it takes the rest of the public to be ultra vigilant in identifying. When you see something, say something. Very important. Very important. We are still trying to figure out how we're going to progress, with the child advocacy. We need more child advocacy for our alphabet soup of child welfare across the United States. It has got to be fixed. The system is broken. The system is broken. Harmony Montgomery, that report was very alarming to me. When they did the report to find out how this happened, they dropped the ball everywhere in that case. Everywhere. From the top down. Everybody screwed up, and a child is gone because of it. And a child has not been found because of it. And this is just one child, right? There are many more that mimic these failures. There are many that we don't know about. You got to remember, there was a little boy found in a suitcase. Remember that? That Las Vegas suitcase? I don't think he's ever been identified. A child. Poof. For months. For months. And not one person has identified that little boy or come forward, to the best of my knowledge. I could be wrong. Maybe something happened between now and then that I didn't read about. Yeah, and then you have these human aid groups and QAnon groups helping to move these kids for non-custodial parents and parental abductions. Yeah, that's got to stop. But again, it does say in that report that these are acts that aren't committed by just one, they have help. They have help. So again, we got to start, well, I shouldn't say we have to. We just need to be educated. If it helps save one child, then we did our job, right? I'm not out here, we want to save as many as we can, but it starts with one. You can't save two without saving the one, right? So it's got to start with the one. Mostly addicts involved too. Yeah, there's a lot of drug, and that might be further in the study. Like I said, I was really digesting this. I was really making sure I understood the study. So I haven't even finished the study, but the stuff that I had found was so spot on. I mean, think about it. Let's look at this. Let's just take a peek under the hood again. So if we're describing the situation that this is, right? The children abducted are most likely preschool age. Summer Wells was preschool aged. The parent was usually between 20 and late 30s, or excuse me, mid 30s rather. The studies found that the parents were poor, unemployed, unskilled or semi-skilled, and poorly educated. That describes both Don and Candus, and Grandis for that matter. And they're Caucasian. Is it too far-fetched that something could have happened to their child? Right? They say that these abductors don't act alone. Abuse. And have criminal arrest records. Right? Good morning, Moonshadow. That describes to me. That describes Don and Candus Wells. It describes, in all fairness, Brandy Neal and Tyler Vaughn. It describes, what is it, Kayla and Adam Montgomery, Summer's parents. It describes Serenity McKinney's parents. Think about it. And all these parents that this study for this abduction, these risk factors for parental abduction, describes all the parents that are involved in these heinous acts against their children as to why their children have disappeared. Just saying. Yes, Aaron. Good morning, by the way, Aaron. Good morning, Be Betty fan. Absolutely. Too many children slipping through the cracks. Sounds like Don, Candus, and Grandis. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why when I was reading this, I'm like, I really need to come. I really need to come on here and read through this, read through what I had read yesterday. And that little bit, you know, as you can see, it's only like I read a lot and highlighted very little, you know. I read an awful lot and just highlighted, you know, the key points. Like there's pages here that I've read that have no orange on them. And you, even in this page, you have limited orange. So I read all that to highlight the tidbits of information that I felt were important and glaring and described, you know, obviously what I'm trying to describe here. That this study related, think about it. We can apply, in my opinion, the same risk factors for parental abduction as we can for parents that will abuse their children and hide them if something grave happens. I think, you know, this describes those parents as well. Found it interesting. So guys, we have about 10 minutes. I'm going to open up the phone lines just for a few moments, and then we're going to have to call it a day. But I will go ahead and open it up just for a few minutes to see if anybody has anything that they would like to say related to this. And if you don't, then I'm just going to go ahead and sign out and get packed up and start getting on the road. So the phone lines, I think the phone lines are open. Are they open? No, I turned it off. Okay, the phone lines are officially open. And by the way, if you guys would like to sponsor this channel, there's several ways you can sponsor it. If you would like to sponsor this channel for free, go back and watch some of the movies, some of the videos that I've created and put up on my page. That is the best way you can help this channel grow. We also have a channel membership. We have wish list. We have merchandise. And what other? And of course, the Cashapps, Venmos, if you guys feel gracious. And then, of course, for the replay, we have the thanks down at the bottom of each video. So, you know, if you guys would like to help, sponsor this community and this channel, please do so. Please consider sponsorship. Thank you guys. Don visits brothels regularly. Yeah. And it made me sick, that conversation he was having with his sister, his stepsister, Mary. Absolutely sick to my stomach. Okay. But Candus had no issue talking to the cops when they called the cops on y'all when BK and Cam and Allie were there. Yeah, and they lied about it. First of all, we were on the road, public road. We did not trespass. That was ludicrous. Shame on Cam. You know what? Shame on Cam and Allie for continuing this charade. You know, they keep trying to come after us. They keep trying to come after everybody in the true crime because somehow a meth head has more knowledge than anybody else on YouTube. Whether he's recovered or not, I don't care. I really don't. I really don't. You want to keep, poking the bear, Cam. Keep poking it. This is Betty.
Hey, Betty. This is Robin and Millette.
Hey, Robin. How you doing, babe?
I'm okay.
What do you think about this case study?
I have always said I've always said from the beginning that I think, this is just my opinion, that Dawn took Summer from that hill. He had that red truck parked at the bottom, that red pickup truck he used for work that had the, the buckets on it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think that he's the one that took Summer.
Do you think she was already incapacitated when he took her?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that one because, that's her dad. So, she wouldn't make a lot of noise. Mm-hmm. But that's a possibility.
Yeah.
It could have been a setup for him to already take her wherever he was going to take her. Listen, he's told so many stories, where he could sell kids and so on and so forth.
Right.
But I think that he took her off that hill.
Yeah. And, when I was in front of his face, I told him, at least, for my part, because I truly believe that something happened to her. You guys know how I feel, and I'm not, if people have different theories, that's my theory. And I always, when I was in front of him, I remember looking at him in his eyes, and I looked at him and I said, Don, you know damn well your wife is not smart enough to do anything. Something happened and she called you. I said, you know it. I know it. I know I know it. But the look on his face was, it looked like I was spot on by the way he looked. It really does.
Yeah. Yeah, they were both very shooken that day when you guys showed up there, and he was definitely afraid.
Yeah, he called the cops, and I loved it. And we recorded him having the interaction with the cops, and the cops saying, "There's nothing we can do. They're within their rights. They're doing this lawfully."
Yeah,
I mean, he's like, but they're harassing me, and they're like, "Well, not according to the law, they're not."
Exactly. But I definitely agree with what you read in that article that the parents, I've always said that Dawn took Summer off that hill.
Yeah. I believe that too, Robin. I've got to be honest with you. I believe that. I mean, I'm curious as to why Candus left the hill twice. But I truly believe it was Don that was the heavy lifter of whatever happened.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, well, Robin, it's so great to hear from you this morning.
Thank you for letting me call in.
Absolutely. Call back again.
All right. Have a great weekend.
You too. I hope I will have a great weekend. I'm, like I said, I was teetering whether to go or not. I bought my ticket, but, I just got back and it's like, I really need to be, working. And now here I am being sidetracked again for, an event. And it's like, do I stay? Do I go? But I'm like, it's either waste $137 or waste, no matter how I look at it, I'm losing money. So
go and enjoy yourself.
That's what I'm thinking. Because I got friends that are going to be there. Like I've talked to several of my friends and they're going to be there. So it sounds like we're going to have some good fun.
There you go. All right.
All right, love bug.
All
Take
right,
care.
hon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. I believe he was the heavy lifter. I truly believe he was the heavy lifter of whatever happened. I'm not going to sit here. You guys know how I feel about this. You guys know what I think about this. So it really isn't, this is just kind of, I just found it interesting. I have to run. I'm visiting everyone. Okay, great. Valkyrie, you take care. You have a wonderful day. Thank you for stopping by. It's going to be a short live. Like I said, I'm only going to be on here for a few more minutes and then I'm off. So if Don did have someone with him and that person took Summer for whatever reason, it's possible. But I just, that's, I think if we have that, we're interjecting something else that is not proven. We know, like even Don, I think at this point we can allege properly that he could have been home at the time this all happened. That is really, I think at this point we can allege that it is probable that he could have been home at the time. I didn't say it's definite that he was home, but at this point, with all the misspeakings over the last year and the fact that he had details that even Candus didn't even bring to us, it just has that appearance that he was at the property. It really does have that awkward, he may have been at the property when all this happened. Thank you, Valkyrie. And deserve to know what is going on with grandchildren. I have been ignored it for over a year, and now they have my grandchildren in foster care, and my son is deceased, and she was removed from her mother. Oh my goodness. My best friend went through this. She's got her grandchildren right now, and it has been hell. Like she's ready. She's had them almost a year. She's ready to have, the Department of Children Family Services, done with everything. She's tired of having them in and out of her house. She's a good grandma. She's got a clean house. She lives in a very nice area, near the water. And she's dealing with it too. So I, God bless you. Just keep fighting the good fight. There's no easy way to deal with this, but you need to go and fight for those kids. Connie Branch, you should be the one to have your grandchildren. Absolutely. Absolutely. Tell Chris I said hi. My hot dog. My hot dog. Hi, Miss Robin. So guys, we are at the end. I'm sorry. I wish I could stay long. Like I said, maybe once I get in the car, I will go live as I'm driving to Tampa. But just wanted to come in, say hi. I didn't want you guys thinking I forgot about you. I know I haven't been live very much this week. So good morning. Oh, one more call. And I think I know who it is. Amy.
I sound like crap. Don't feel good. Just don't sound like myself this morning. Tired. I just read the comment from Connie. Maybe, I don't know if this is an idea. Maybe Connie should, your friend, maybe she could be like a sounding board because just to supply some support for her. Just so someone to talk to that's been through the same thing with the grandchildren. Yeah. I don't know, some advice. We all need that if we are going through something.
Connie, why don't you reach out to me and I'll check with my bestie and see if she'd be willing.
I don't know. That was just my idea.
That's actually a great idea. That's a great idea.
But that would maybe help her out. But I do think that they did some sort of, like, in my opinion, with this whole what you were talking about with Dawn, I do think that there was some sort of staged abduction. I think this, I don't know, this may sound really outlandish, but I think that maybe they're doing this for attention and money. Look at the money that's made for these people. It's brought people to the area. It's caused wreaked havoc. It's got people on YouTube making money in videos. I don't know. She may be alive somewhere. I don't know.
And we're like,
and
listen, I one of the first people that will state, you know, I would love to see Summer come back unharmed and safe. I never want to see her at that house again. I never want to see her with her parents again. I think it's time. I think they've screwed up these children's lives so much so that at this point they need lots of therapy and wraparound services. But, you know, at the end of the day, I think we all want Summer safe. But
and you know, just speaking, I don't even talk, but like just because I'm a nurse, like I look at all the stuff that she has done. Like, do you think that Candus really stopped drinking, smoking, and eating crap when she was pregnant with all those kids? They probably have such cognitive issues or ADHD issues from all of the stuff that she's done, and they need some physical help probably. You know, with even like special care with their education. You know, they may not have good learning, you know, situations going on in the school. But I just think that maybe one day, this is me, she's going to show up. Oh, ta-da. Oh, she, you know, we this was the kidnappers and blah, blah, blah. They finally let her go. And then they let these people that held her get away with it. Yeah. It's just me. I just don't know. And I wish I was going to the summit with you. I'll be looking at Twitter for the summit, and I hope you have a good time. Yeah, they have a Facebook page as well. It's the I'm in Tampa. They have another SAS in a different state, but I'm the one in the state. No, it's fun. I'm sure I know people that have gone to it. Yeah, so. So we're going to definitely be showing up in support. I'm wearing my red, white, and blue. It looks, I could tell. All right. You have a good one, okay? All right. Nice thank you. Bye, Amy. Have a great day. Bye, you too. Bye. I hope you guys all have an amazing weekend. I really do. Just on your way out, we're going to go ahead and power down. On your way out, don't forget to hit the like button. Please share. I mean, this was an interesting study done. This was a study done by the U.S. Department of Justice by utilizing a study collaboration between Judith S. Wallerstein Center for Family in Transition and the American Bar Association Center on Children and the Law. So this was a well documented, a well-funded study that has great information in it. So again, this is kind of what it looks like. It's a PDF. You can download it. And the title of it is Early Identification of Risk Factors for Parental Abduction. So for you guys, you know, if you want to read this study in its entirety, I definitely recommend it. It is it's a longer read. You know, it'll probably take you a little over an hour. Possibly 2 hours. I mean, there's 12 pages here, and it's full of print. And then they even have, and we haven't even touched on this right here, the charts and stuff like that. So again, there's going to be more conversation we're going to have related to this. But at the end of the day, guys, God bless you. Have a wonderful weekend. TGIF. And just make sure that you have the bell on. And if you're not getting the notifications, you unsubscribe and resubscribe to re-trigger that because I will be kind of hit and miss. I don't know when I'm going live. I'm going to be throwing them in where I can fit them. So some of them you're going to be able to see my face. Some of the lives are going to look like this, and there's nothing I can do about it. But, you know, depending on where I'm at, I'm not going to have, you know, my face on here, but we will try to keep stuff going. So anyways, guys, have a great day. I love each and every one of you. God bless. Go do an act of kindness for a perfect stranger today. That is your only homework as we roll into the weekend. Bye-bye, guys. Take care.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty Channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty Channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.